Hey, friends, and welcome back to a special episode of the Reddit Rainbow. This episode's going to be about as long as our normal podcast episode today, because we're not going to have a Vibes and Delights. It's spring break. Slap and I low key kind of forgot. So I'm going to do a special episode of the Reddit Rainbow instead because someone in the comment section mentioned that they wanted to hear longer episodes. And so this is me toying with that idea and trying to figure out 3 or 4 stories to read to you guys, and just see how it works out. We're just going to see how it works out, okay? All right. Well, like first, as normal, we like to get caught up on what's been going on, right? So last week I was in office, which we all know is a hassle and a half. I also just found out that we're gonna have to start going in office more often, and I just feel like my whole life is in chaos right now, which is another reason why we didn't record this episode this week. And I'm just like, I feel like I have to make a choice soon, and I'm just like not ready to make that choice. But regardless, I'm going to stay with what I got, and I'm going to be happy with what I got right now. Okay. And that's reading stories to y'all every single day and pretend like my job isn't tearing my life apart. But all right, cool. Last On Friday was our anniversary, and oh my gosh, it was like a time. All right, listen, what happened was is on Friday, I was allowed to work from home after on my lunch break, so I went home. But because I live so far from home, it took me a lot longer to get home, and it was really frustrating because it was also a dust storm happening, so everything was like covered in dust. I feel like my car will never get the dust off of it, you know what I'm saying? And it's only going to get worse because yesterday we had super high winds again, and the day before that, and I think it's going to happen again today. You know what I'm saying? So it's like not going to end anytime soon. So that was a really stressful thing. And then when I finally got off work, Slappa left his ID, which sucked. So it effectively ended the evening before it even began. Then the next day, we went to the dentist. And if you notice, there's something missing on my face. It's my piercing. My labret piercing closed up while I was at the dentist. Essentially, even though my piercing was like 4 years old, it could have closed up. And I had to call a professional, and he was like, I've seen it happen on 10-year-old piercings. Yeah, unfortunately, you're going to have to wait a couple weeks for it to heal, and then you can come get it re-pierced again. And my friend insists that there's no way that this 4-year-old piercing should have closed up that fast, but it is what it is. You know what I'm saying? And like, I'm just really frustrated about it. But, so that happened, and then I just feel like a lot of bad stuff happened all at the same time. Like I don't really know, but it's been really rough. But on Monday, we were able to get back out there. We went to have dinner at the place we were originally supposed to have dinner at, and then we went to a new karaoke place. We ended up going to this really cool place, and I posted pictures for everybody on TikTok, and I'll post it on YouTube as well. But we had a really good time. We stayed for about an hour and a half. We ate some food. The food was really good. And I hope to spend my birthday there. So if you're in the Dallas area and you want to hang out with me on my birthday next month in April, shoo man, hit me. Like let's talk about the details, okay? But nah, for real though. I had a really good time. It took days, but it was a really good day. We dropped the kids off. We haven't had the kids all week, so we've been trying to take full advantage of our break, and that's another reason why we didn't do the podcast this week. But you know what I'm saying? Just it was a lot. It's been a lot, and I just wanted to tell you what we've been up to, which is a lot. All right, so now that we're all caught up with each other, I hope that y'all had a really good St. Patty's Day. I hope y'all had a good Pie Day, and I hope y'all have been okay out there. All right, I'll stop yapping, but join the Discord. You know what I'm saying? Join the Discord. Tell me what you think about what you heard. Like that fucking comedy of errors. Tell me what you think, or tell me what you were up to on St. Patty's Day. Tell me what you were up to on Pi Day. What have you been up to for spring break? Have your kids been out of school? I want to hear about it. All right, y'all. Let's get into some of these stories. Slappa woke me up. No, he didn't actually wake me up, but he like woke my ass up with this crazy ass story called Am I Overreacting? My fiance spent $600 on gotcha. Listen, the first thing I thought about was a Gretzko when Haida in season 5 got himself into a real financial hole from playing a gotcha game. And I thought that that's what they just called it in the show, but apparently that's a real genre of game and I didn't even know. It's basically like legal gambling and I have never understood. I didn't even know. Okay, let's just say I didn't even know. So listen to this. Like it is fucked up, but it turns real quick. I'm just gonna say girl and boy. Okay, let's just say girl and boy. All right. So stop calling me girl. We need to talk right now. Boy, pick up now. It seems to be working out okay. You're not being fair at all. I explained my boundaries to you, but you are not respecting them. This is exactly what someone says is abusive about you. You spent $600 on a credit card on a fucking game. I already explained this to you. $600 for two virtual characters you don't need without asking when we are paycheck to paycheck. That card was for emergencies with the Civic. And then they sent a picture of the girl that they got. What? From Genshin Impact. And then I had called Slappa and I was like, I didn't know that this was a real thing. Like, I can't believe we've seen one. One was found in the wild like this. This is crazy. And then he says, boy says, you told me you wanted her too, but it would be on your phone. So how would that make any sense? And why would $600 be worth it for a digital picture of a character? What? Are you serious? You told me you wanted her too, but you aren't happy for me. Actually, I'm done. I'm a 29-year-old man and I'm allowed to make purchases without needing your permission. That is an abusive dynamic. And my mom explained it to me very clearly to me. That's all I'm going to say. I'm going to say it's my mom because who else would enable this behavior? Yes, I said I want Farina. I didn't say we should spend hundreds to get constellations. You're a fucking addict. You already spent all of our Christmas money on it. Oh my gosh. You are snooping into your fiance's purchases. You should take a look at yourself. And then she says, fuck you. This is a shared card that I set up for emergencies and you went behind my back. Why don't you tell your mom about your gambling addiction to video game characters? Actually, she already told me all about your coercion, and I believe you're a narcissist personality, and that is why you are continuing to try and control me and control my financial decision making. You know this is my values, and I have had Fiorina as my wallpaper forever. I refuse to be verbally abused for being myself. I'm battling anxiety and you do not care at all. Why is he using all these therapy terms? This person sounds like a monster. And then he comes on and says, I don't want to get married to you. And she heart reacted to that. Lol. I'm not done. I'm not talking on the phone. I emailed screenshots for my appointment tomorrow. Thank you. You're giving me Oh, thank you for giving me horrible anxiety attack, ruining my night, and no, I didn't do a fucking thing with Fiorina yet because of your calls. And then she says, I will call Capital One and dispute the charge. Your account will get banned. Try it and you'll lose me forever, he said. I'm going to Scottsdale for the night, so stop calling me for 12 hours and then we can talk. Will you please answer my mom? Please. I apologize for my reaction. As I said, my anxiety is bad today and I have to do better. Wow. I love you. Don't dispute the charges. I will get you the money soon. Some home guy can spot me 600 tonight. So can you text him your Venmo? My anxiety is really bad. Pretty please. I I hope that everybody heard that. That dude's a monster, I tell you. My neighbor is so frustrating because there's no way. There's no way Like, I understand that you have a big old Mustang, okay? But I cannot get over the fact that he puts it on, he like turns it on purposefully, revs hard to turn it on, and then like makes all this noise. We saw him pull in yesterday and he didn't make a single sound. We saw him pull in. We were going to get dinner and he pulled in and his car didn't make a single noise. What the fuck is this? I heard somebody start up a GT Mustang. It was not this loud. And like somebody said it might be cold. I'm willing to believe that, but there's just no way, like, that doesn't sound like when I used to have a car that had like a really high exhaust with like power. It didn't sound like that whenever I started my car up. Like, it would be loud for a moment and then it would immediately quiet down. All right. So I went to see if there's an update, and there is. The engagement is off. Oh my gosh. So the OP did reply a couple times. It looks like update. I am overwhelmed by all the replies. Thank you. I'm trying to read every comment. It feels obvious now that I was not overreacting. Yes, the card is in my name only and is not that old, but he saved the info somehow. The card has been in my bag, so I'm not sure when or how he got the info into his game. I am calling Capital One in the morning to dispute the charge, and his mom left me a voicemail saying that I gave him a panic attack and to give him space. I did text his drug dealing friend to try and get the 600, but he left me on red. Also, he is currently online on Discord playing Genshin Impact at his mom's house. Then there's another update that was just yesterday. I can't keep up with all the comments and messages. I woke up to. I'm checking what I can. Thank you for everyone for reading and tell me the truth. First, his family is very involved with his life for cultural reasons, but they all have demonized me since we met. His mom says I'm never going to see him again due to the way I treat him. And I got her on the phone and I told her the engagement was off, and she started screaming that it was already off, so I can't end it, and he has me blocked on Discord, which makes me think he saw my post. Lol. As for the 600, I woke up to a Venmo from his sketchy friend. I paid off the card and locked it. I would have loved to dispute the charge, but even if I did, it would put his Genshin account into a negative balance, and then he would have time to spend more to fix it. I have no doubt he would find a way to get another $600 to keep the account. And as much as I want to blow up his addiction, I'm afraid of how he would react if he lost it. And we don't have shared accounts, but I let myself be taken advantage of. I see that I fucked up by saying it was our credit card and he's not even a co-signer on the lease. So I'm screwed because he doesn't even have to pay rent anymore. Oh, that was a lot all at once. I feel like they were just kind of spiraling for a second there. So not only was he stole her credit, she needs to dispute that. She needs to dispute that because he has the card info. You know what I'm saying? Just because it's locked, I mean, like, I just wouldn't feel safe anymore. She needs to report it as stolen. You need to report it as stolen. That is crazy. How old are these people that they're already engaged? He's got a gambling addiction. And like, ugh, just sickening. I just hate that for the OP. What do y'all think about that story, huh? That's so frustrating. I'm angered by it. Ooh, I'm big upset about it. Now, if you weren't mad already, you're about to be, okay? Get ready for the next story that's called, Am I the Asshole for Not Standing Up for My Pregnant Fiance Who Ate My Daughter's Cupcake? I, 36 male, have been with my fiance, 33 female, for 3 years. I have a 10-year-old daughter from my previous marriage. Her mother passed away when she was 2.5, and my fiance is currently pregnant. So she was about 3, so 7 years ago, but they've been together for 3 years, so 4 years. He waited 4 years and then moved on. Yesterday, my daughter asked me to buy a giant cupcake from a bakery near my work. She wanted to take it to school to surprise her friend for their birthday. I had also bought an extra cupcake for my fiance. She devoured hers right away. My daughter was really excited and put a nice ribbon around the box before leaving it in the fridge to take to school in the morning. Apparently, my fiance craved it in the middle of the night and ate the other cupcake. I'm sorry, that's not acceptable. I don't care how pregnant you are. That is not acceptable. This morning, my daughter woke up to a big disappointing surprise. She started crying and screaming. I asked my fiance, why did she do that? And she said her craving was so bad she couldn't sleep. Then she yelled, it's called being pregnant, jerks. What? And also, my daughter will be 10 this year. Like, that kiddo is big enough to understand what a bitch that person was just to her. Like, what the literal fuck? That girl's gonna hate you forever. Like, forever. My daughter already holds grudges. She's a Taurus. Like, oh my gosh. Like, ugh. My daughter screamed that she hates her and the baby already. I told her I'll buy another one today and drop it off so you can give it to your friend. And she said, don't bother. I would do it anyway. Later, my fiance texted me saying she's upset that I didn't stand up for her when my daughter was mean and that my daughter and I owe her an apology. Y'all just be having babies with anybody. Like, oh my gosh. I'm sitting in the car wondering what the hell do I do? Was I an asshole for not sticking up for her? I feel lost. Absolutely not, because your child always comes first. She was being a bitch to your daughter. Are you going to let your daughter be abused by this girl forever? Sure, pregnancy cravings. Sure, maybe she's not in her right mind, but I don't think so. I'm sorry. I remember being unreasonably moody and pregnant, and something I didn't do was steal from children. Okay, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Something I didn't do was steal from children. This lady is crazy. I don't appreciate this at all. I'm actually upset about it. What are people saying in the comments? It was clear that the cupcake was for your daughter and her friend. Even if you're craving, you don't take things from someone else, especially from a literal child. She could have offered to buy a replacement cupcake herself, but instead insisted your daughter was the jerk. Sure, there are cravings, but there's also selfish. This person needs a million upvotes, okay? Because this is exactly everything that I was saying. She took candy from a baby and wonder why it's crying. Right. Right. Is she going to take candy from her own baby whenever it gets here? Also, why the fuck? What I think you should look deeply into the relationship between that girl and that lady, because there's no way that I would just do that to a little girl that I cared about. She doesn't give a fuck. I bet you she's quite literally looking at her pregnancy like, oh, look, a new baby to replace the other one. Like, I'm not even kidding. I'm not even kidding. Like, it just sounds like a bad idea. Like, all of this just sounds terrible. Honestly, that little girl's never going to forgive your wife or fiance or whatever the fuck she is. That's just crazy town. Just crazy town. I just know that relationship is bad and he doesn't even know. I just know it. Oh, I just know it. I know it. I know it. Ooh, people in the comment section are hella agreeing with me, saying that she's going to start treating the little girl like garbage once the baby enters the scene. I just can't even. Ugh. That was so infuriating. I swear I was going to like tell y'all the story of Slappa like stealing my pregnancy craving one time and the way I cried ugly tears. But like that was just incredibly frustrating. Oh, I should probably just tell y'all anyway. Okay, I'll just do that. So one time, all right. So one time, whenever I was pregnant with our son, our youngest, I really, really, really just needed a root beer float from A&W here in Louisville. Well, I don't live in Louisville anymore, but Louisville, Texas is like my hometown. We drove all the way across like from Denton to Louisville, which is maybe about 20 miles or so, to get this root beer float. That's the whole reason we were there. And then while we were there, someone was like, hey, help us, we're fighting. So we went across town in Louisville from one end of Louisville to the other, and then went to the in-laws house where they were fighting. Slappa took his sister and I took the partner. So I went driving with the partner and we were talking and everything. We got calmed down and then we came back. And then when I got back, I had left my root beer float in their refrigerator. So, and I knew I couldn't enjoy it while I was driving. So I left it in their refrigerator. I got back into their house and Slappa had eaten my root beer float. I started ugly crying and it was, oh, I started ugly crying and all because Slappa drank my root beer float. It was like a time. Yeah, I'm talking about you. Sorry. I'm never gonna let it go. Much like he'll never let me forget that I ruined my own proposal and he never got to do the dream proposal, and I feel so bad for it all the time. But anyway, all right. All right, one more story for this impromptu episode. I, 29 male, lied to my girlfriend, female 28 of 6 months. 6 months, and you're already writing and it's only an hour old. Oh my gosh. Okay. I was so I lied to my girlfriend of 6 months about some things I wasn't comfortable sharing yet, and now she's mad. So what can I do? Hi all. I've been dating my amazing girlfriend for the past 6 months and I love her very much. When we first started dating, she asked about my previous ex before her, and I told her a few things, but left most of it out and gave her a shorter timeline of us dating and also didn't include us leaving together. She also told me she wouldn't date a gamer guy, though I do play a little bit here and there. I told her I didn't, as I then decided to stop playing and wanted to be with her. On someone you barely know? You're willing to give up the things that you like? I don't know, man. On Sunday, I was in her city hanging out in the arcade before my flight back home, and where some things came up. She said she figured out I played video games before after I had told her my younger brother and sister played, and she just didn't want to bring it up. Her definition of gaming was someone who played for half the day, while I only played occasionally for an hour or so. But she was still upset that I lied and bullshitted her. She then said that there is more to me and ex, so I told her more of it, and again she was upset I didn't tell her that I used to live with my ex and her parents and why I had shortened down the length of time we dated. I tried telling her that it was a horrible part of my life and wanted to forget all about it and never talk of it again. However, she was still upset. She had told me about her ex in the past and I kept this from her. After I reached home Sunday, I tried messaging her a few times on Monday, but she wouldn't reply. I sent her flowers and her favorite food to her house on Thursday, and she told me she's tired. She'll call me Saturday or Sunday and not to send things to her house ever again. What should I do? I'm worried about losing her. I don't even know what to say or how to make it up to her, so please help. Too long didn't read. I have no idea what to say to my girlfriend who thinks I'm a liar, but I just wasn't comfortable telling her the truth yet. I'm so confused because you said you were willing to give up everything. Like you were willing to give up things that you cared about, like gaming for her, and you don't want to lose her, but y'all haven't even been dating long enough for this to be a thing. She's ready to call it quits, but you're like, no, no. I'm like, next time, be honest up front. Like, I took a gamble when I told Slappa about my past. I was like, I was in an abusive relationship. I also cheated on him near the end because I just wanted to feel alive, and I know that's bad. And then I also told him that I had lost my father. I'm not in a good headspace. I'm like weird and moody, and if he doesn't want to be a part of that, he doesn't have to be. But here we are, 12 years later. You know what I'm saying? 10 years officially married, you know? And I just don't think that starting your relationship on lies is the way to go. This person says it doesn't sound like you were particularly interested in being honest because you knew these things might be deal breakers, that you weren't really compatible either way. Next time, be upfront and honest. Find out if your issues are deal breakers at the start instead of hiding them and hoping they're invested enough by the time they find out. And I feel like that's exactly what he did. He was trying to build a persona, and that persona broke immediately. Don't build a persona next time. Next time, just be your fucking self. Anyway, join the Discord because there's a pet tax channel. Join the Discord because we have a lot of fun and we play a lot of games, and we're really positive and uplifting to each other. And I really appreciate that about my community. I love us so much, and I just really want to tell y'all that I really, really, really care about y'all. I'm sorry that it's been spotty lately. I really do feel bad about it, that I'm so inconsistent, because it's something that gets told to me at work, and like the last thing I want to do is be inconsistent to the people who brought me here today. And so like so while I'm really sorry, I am so thankful to you guys like all the time for being here for me, guys, and for Slappa and allowing us to just yap at y'all and hang out with y'all like we're good old friends and stuff like that. I just want to tell y'all that all the time, all the time. All right, y'all. Okay, I'll stop crying and get out of your faces. I hope y'all have the greatest day. I don't know when this will be posted, but I just hope you guys have the greatest day, whatever day of the week, whether it's Thursday, whether it's Friday, whether it's Saturday or Sunday. I hope y'all have the greatest rest of your day. I will see y'all later today if it's Thursday because we're going to be going live on YouTube. And also we're not going to do the watching cartoons on YouTube anymore because YouTube did not like that, but Twitch liked it. So you never know. But we had a really good time watching last Thursday in the Discord server. We were watching Common Side Effects. There's a new episode. So maybe after we go live tonight and read some stories, maybe we can watch the new episode. That'd be super fun. And by the time you hear this, it'll probably be too late and like blah, blah, blah. But anyway, I love you guys so much. Thank you guys for being here. Always forever grateful and thankful. And until next time, I'll catch y'all later, okay? Mwah. Love you guys.